Music.
Brick by brick by brick by brick by brick.
I own 100% of Barstool Sports. The sun, the moon, the Milky Way. It is getting so close, I can taste it. We can take a bite out of it. This is exactly, and I mean exactly, why Barstool Sports has to exist. It has to.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Barstool Radio. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. I'm hanging out here, Kelly Keegs with Francis. What's going on, Francis?
Oh, I like that funky beat.
Me too. And I didn't know about it until we started putting the headphones on.
That's really good. Bringing us in like that. Is that how you guys always did it?
Yeah, and I didn't know because we're always on the couch or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
it's always gotten cut off pretty early. It's finally we're letting it breathe a little.
I love it. Keep those jams rolling. I love a jam.
Let it
Especially
marinate.
In the morning for me and noon.
Whose family is that?
I have no idea, and I've been wondering that since yesterday, actually Monday.
Huh.
I don't know whose family that is. I don't recognize anyone in the photo.
Are they alive? Is this a shrine?
I don't recognize any of those people.
There's a very
Phil
small...
says it's Mincy's family.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, Mincy's not in there, which is interesting. But anyway, I don't know whose family that is. I can't reach it, but I also can't get up because my legs are broken. What's going on? How are you?
Ooh, had a rough time getting in this morning.
Yes, I heard your usual route to work was compromised, and I'm dying to know what that means. Dying to know. I love a text like that. I love like high drama text like that.
Yeah, that's me when I've been writing.
Yes.
You know, I talk or text the way that I've been writing, and I was writing this blog all morning about Erika,
Yes.
the title of which was simply "Finally." Period.
I look forward to getting into that as well. We are going to have Dave call in a little bit shortly, maybe with literally a few minutes. And later on in the show, we'll be checking in with Joey and Pat doing their Out and About live stream on the Out and About YouTube channel. So if you want to go tune in over there and subscribe to their channel, they're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. They think they're only like 5,000 subscribers away. And they are, we're just trying to get these numbers up, trying to pump these numbies. And they are doing a 48-hour stream to gain these followers, and they've been doing a lot of things. Last I heard, Joey was cleaning a cutting board with Windex. That's what I heard last about them.
That wasn't like for the stream. He was just
doing that.
and then everyone called him out on it.
Right. That sounds about right. It sounds like the Joey I know. So we'll be checking in with them later on in the show. Currently just waiting for Dave, and I want to hear a little bit about your blog. I read your blog right before you came in. Your blog, your response to Erika's resignation.
Yes. Well, everyone was really lauding her and her tenure here, and I thought somebody needs to speak up for some of the damage that she's done. And if it has to be me, I'll do it. I don't, I accept my role. I will rise up and speak for the forgotten few.
To answer for her crimes.
Yeah, and there was something very funny, which I didn't even realize. I just went into the back end and typed Erika's name, and then the first picture of her and Dave that came up I used as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And without knowing it, Dave had used the exact same thumbnail for his blog, which was this glowing review of her performance and everything in his blog, and then mine was right below it because his was the pin blog. And so you had one that was like this shrine to her, Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era at Barstool Sports. And then right below it's me writing, finally, she's gone.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, I think that, we've had to live under the stiletto of female rule for, I guess, better part of a decade. And in that time, I think this place has really gotten away from its DNA and
its core values.
Some of the rhetoric and humor and sort of the things that were so intrinsic to our early success. And those of us who have been fans since pretty much the jump lament those golden years before the whole, sort of DEI initiatives that brought this place to its knees. So
of course. Do you have a list of those things that people are missing, or?
Yeah, I mean, I
Specifically,
did.
What's a practice that fell out once Erika came in, that she came in and said, no more, we can't do this. This company is run by a woman now, and we're going to get with the times. And you said, absolutely fucking not.
Well, I remember a time when she said we can't date our coworkers anymore.
Oh, yeah, she did say that.
And that was before I even got a chance to try.
That I forgot.
And everybody
all
has stood
about
by that to this day.
Yes, yeah. No, everyone has followed that rule, very specifically, very, very carefully. No one has ever broken that rule.
I didn't get to smooch a single coworker before that fatwa was placed against us. And now I'm married and the ship has sailed.
The ship has sailed. Yeah, you missed out on a good opportunity.
I didn't get to dip my pen in the company ink. And people say that is some of the most delectable of forbidden fruit.
You're hitting my funny bone today. That yeah, I mean, that I forgot all about that email. For those who don't, we talked about this openly, right? Like, I can talk about this. Like, this is
she's gone. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
I don't even know. It was before I was even full time at Barstool. I only know because I was friends with everybody. It happened, I don't know, 2015, 16, like a really long time ago. 17 maybe, like forever ago. And there were some hanging out, some dating, some breakups, some drama because of it. Like, there was some shit going down in terms of, like, you know, everybody says an office romance is the worst thing you could possibly do, because what happens if you break up, then it's awkward and you have to stare at your ex at work all the time, and it creates bad blood and whatever. It's just bad. Everybody knows that office romances are like taboo, but it got to a point, I guess, where it was so bad that Erika had to send an email that was like, can everybody stop dating? Like, stop hooking up. Like, this is affecting now the morale of the office. Because the office was a lot smaller back then, much smaller group of people. And what I think, though, I think that started coming about because so many of those people hadn't been working in an office for so long, or even had been in a co-ed situation outside of a bar. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's when you run into some trouble.
Did you ever read Aziz Ansari's Modern Romance?
No, but I think I have the audiobook on my phone.
It's spectacular.
No, I have it. I have the book, but I have not read it. No.
I would tell you to read it because it has a lot of graphs and charts, which are not hard to follow. And I think you kind of need that visual component because there's a lot of data. I went in thinking it was going to be this comedic treatise on dating, and it was not. It was this incredibly researched, piece, this book on dating and romance trends and all this, with a lot of humor in it. And I remember him saying that research dictated that, like, the number one place that people met their significant other was work. Yeah. That dating people from work was a very good place because you find like-minded people, you find people the same age. Something has drawn you both to work at that place, and therefore, you know, you maybe that means you're more culturally aligned or whatever. And so of course, when Erika said that we couldn't do that, I think that just ruined the romantic prospects for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I feel like there are a lot of lost souls here, a lot of lonely people. They're stuck after that email. So you're right about that. I also it's funny you brought that book. You bring that aspect of it up. I think it's interesting when people come together and they want to like, everyone wants to like talk about work with each other. Like most of your like work friendships you make are discussing work and discussing like work activities or whatever. So adding that into some kind of relationship, whatever, always does help. Like when they can understand like where you're coming from or what you're complaining about or like whatever it is. But also I think that it can create a bigger mess. That's
have you ever dated a coworker here or elsewhere?
Yes, yeah, I have. It's not. I wouldn't.
Is that for? You
I wouldn't recommend
that, by the way.
Yeah. It's not something I preach. It's something that sometimes you fall into, but it's not.
I think it happens.
You seek out, not something you seek out.
But I think it just happens all the time. I mean, it just is unavoidable. That look at Pam and Jim.
Pam and Jim. Well, can I say that I blame Pam and Jim for a lot of the lightness, the excitement around an office relationship?
You think that they cast it into attractive of a light,
absolutely,
and inspired lots of people to find mates at work?
I think they made it look very appealing. Like, oh, how cute, how sweet. They like have this bond and they like are a team at work and are a team in life. Like they made it seem very desirable, I think.
It's a tough, that's a tough, because
know?
that was such a great relationship. And I thought that they navigated working together so well. And everyone rooted for them. And, the whole office rallied around them. Now, granted, this was a fake world that was scripted by Hollywood writers. That show wasn't even shot in Pennsylvania.
Where was it shot?
Los Angeles.
Was it really? I always in my head was like, oh no, they just got some like abandoned building in Pennsylvania and like did the whole thing. How did they get? Well, I guess movie magic, but all the
Fake
snow and stuff.
Yeah, fake snow, all that.
Because they did a really good job of making that place look cold and desolate and miserable. Oh, look who we have, Dave on the phone. Let's
Wonderful.
see. Oh, fabulous. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Good. Driving around. If you can hear beeping, it's actually. I'm gonna try to shut my seatbelt.
I do
All right,
hear the
go ahead.
beeping. I do hear the beeping. What's going on though? You're driving around having a busy day, I'm sure, in the post wake of the news of Erika resigning as CEO.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that wasn't like I wasn't caught off guard by it, so I knew it was coming. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing more work for the past couple months, but yes.
That's great.
Hey, Dave, how much money do you need to make in order to not drive yourself?
Well, I don't know if there's a number. I'm certainly at that number, but I don't know. Then you got to talk to a driver and make small talk and shit like that. That I'd rather not do that. So
I just don't want you to Tiger
I
Woods
prefer
yourself.
to drive. Yeah, so I don't think that's like a money thing. Like I prefer to drive, even though right now I can't find a parking spot. So I probably would have been better off not driving right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
That makes sense. It's a mistake that we all make. I thank you for calling us, though. I appreciate it. How do you feel generally about the vibe of this departure? We all read your very heartfelt blog. It was very sweet. But end of an era, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's the end of an era. She's been there a long time, did a great job, and as everyone has basically echoed, there's no chance we would have had the success that we had without her. She was the perfect fit. But, onward and upward, I'm not like the most sentimental, sad person of all time. So, you deal with what's in front of you and you adjust. So I'm already mentally ready for the next part, which is me doing a lot more of the business side.
I was just going to ask about that. I know you mentioned to us yesterday, and I think we've all known generally that you're getting very involved with the business side of things, trying to, reacquaint yourself with some of it. How has that been?
Good. It's gone better than I thought, to be honest, because
good.
I like the people that I'm dealing with. And I had no real interaction with the finance guy, Aaron, or like the lawyer, Paul, or Kim in HR, but I've become far more acquainted with them recently, and I like all of them. So those are all Erika hires. So like one of the first things that I was concerned or wondering about, it's like, well, if Erika's leaving, are these people leaving? And none of them are, so everyone's staying intact, and they've all adjusted to, me yelling and hanging up on them or whatever it may be pretty good. So that's a positive. Not everyone, if I don't hire you and you're not familiar with me, you may not love the way that I communicate all the time, but they seem all to be in very good spirits with it and used to it. And, so I've been pleasantly surprised.
Dave, I got a question. I got two hypotheticals. Erika's next chapter, she goes and she takes a $15 million company and she turns it into, let's say, a $2 billion company, or she goes and takes a $100 million company and it goes bust, belly up, failure. Which outcome would make you happier?
Jesus, Francis.
Oh, obviously the $2 billion.
Okay. All right. That's big of you. That's
He's not
big
a
of
jealous
you.
guy.
I don't want. Why would I be rooting against her?
There's a part of me that thinks then it keeps the credit here. It was Barstool, obviously Erika too, but that this was the special sauce, everything you built, and that she may not be the magician.
I don't view it like that. No, I don't view it like that. It was a perfect combo, but I'm not. Barstool, that Barstool was a special company regardless, and she was part of it. But and maybe she hits a home run at the next one, goes $2 billion. But I'm not sitting here and be like, oh my God, we should have been at $2 billion. No, I don't. This isn't to me what you just described as like a quarterback gets hurt and a backup quarterback comes in and is better and leads them to the Super Bowl, and the starter is like damn, now everyone's questioning me. But that is not how I view this or think about it at all. And by the way, I'm a petty person like that. That's not even on my radar, that thought.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I think that's nice to hear. I would have thought that about you, though. You're petty, but only to people that have wronged you. She didn't wrong you in any way.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Completely.
And it's not like I think she had a quote, she left everything on the table. Like, it's not as though I feel like, anything could have been done. Everything has broken for us and for Barstool almost perfectly for like 20 years. So it's not like I'm sitting here and being like, man, she really didn't give it the A+ effort. And if she did that, we'd be the $1 billion company. Like that is not at all a thought on anybody's mind.
Good. I love to hear that. I know we discussed a little bit yesterday.
You love to hear everything, huh, Kelly Keegs?
Listen, you know that I have auto responses.
Is that going to be your radio thing?
Yes.
Is that going to be your calling card? I love to hear it.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna make shirts. We're gonna sell the shit out of them. It's gonna be great. I have an auto response to show that I'm listening. That's what I do. But I wanted to ask. I know that yesterday we were talking a lot about who could be the new CEO if we were putting a new CEO into effect. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday that we don't currently have plans for something like that. But what if you were to pick one content person to take over as CEO, who would it be? Have you thought about that, even in a joke way?
Content?
Mm-hmm.
Our content people are so delusional. I don't know who would be.
I know. It's tough. I said you could just say me, and then we can move on. It's like it'll be great.
I honestly, I think we go out of business quickly if a content person is put in charge of the entire company.
I suggested Large, just from his business background.
Yeah, maybe Large. Large isn't the worst. The worst thing about being in content and then doing CEO, and I was doing it before, but obviously far more, negotiating contracts and all that stuff's the worst. And as I said on the call, our company lives in a fantasy land that no other company lives in, where everyone walks in at the end of the year. It's it's time for a 50% raise, right? And so dealing with contracts and that shit absolutely sucks.
Yeah, for sure. What if money's off the table? Would you hire someone, say Ben Mintz or Glenny Balls, to steer the ship?
If we're trying to make content out of it, I guess.
We had a caller ask that yesterday.
If we're
I thought
trying to stay in business, it's probably not the right move.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I don't know. Have you checked on the brick watch sales for Ben Mintz? How's that going? I haven't checked in with him in a while.
No, he's actually been pretty good. He's a good salesman. He's done good with that.
No shit. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, he's been very good.
I love that. Oh, good for Ben Mintz. We love that. Well, all right, Dave. We won't keep you too long. Thank you for taking the time for us, and I hope you find a parking space.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dave.
Still looking.
Talk to you later. Bye. He's still looking. That whole time, 8 minutes, he was looking for a parking space.
I mean, I've never had a question illustrated better. It's I don't need a driver. I like driving. And he's just circling.
Yeah, I don't need a driver. I like driving.
It's a guy who's got,
idiot.
$300 million? Get a driver. What are we talking about here?
Although I'm with him, though, on the small talk thing. I do not like making small talk. Although sometimes if I'm in the right mood or if it's the right vibe, I get in an Uber and the guy is nice and is kind of if they talk to me in the right vibe, then I'll chat.
But when you're hiring a personal driver, those guys are so professional that you can establish a no-talk policy. You can get one of those cars that has the drop-down divider.
True.
Mr. Big in Sex and the City used to fuck Carrie in the back seat, and his driver didn't even care. That guy's sitting up there reading the Wall Street Journal. The whole thing is rocking back and forth.
I know. It's kind of crazy. Well, but that opens up a facet of that I don't like. I don't know if I could ever have people that mind me, like a driver or a maid or those kind of people, because that's too many people who know my business. That too many people that know my ins and outs. I don't know if I'm willing to open myself up enough to let people know that where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm a private person.
Yes, but I think that the people that have staff, right? Their lives have gotten so big and their time is so valuable that they need people to be on different aspects of their lives in order to keep the ship. They're an enterprise unto themselves.
True. They just need help. Honestly, though, Francis, no fucking joke. I know I just said I don't want any of those people in my life. I actually think I need someone to come in and like take over my life right now. Like I am in a state where I cannot take care of myself. Like it is a struggle to wake up, take a shower, put makeup on, and come to this fucking office. Like and I love being here, but holy shit, can I not get up in the morning? I don't know. I need to change something about my life. My apartment right now is atrocious. Like I can't believe it's not dirty, but it's messy. Like I have clothes everywhere. I took down all my Christmas decorations and I have yet to bring down the like big bin I have because it's heavy and I have to like do that, put them all in, put it back up. I've been dreading it. They've been down and sitting on my floor for 2 weeks because I don't want to do that one task.
I don't say this lightly. You're pulling it off with flying colors.
Thank you.
I would not have had a clue
Oh no.
of the level
such
of
a mess.
disgustingness that you're kind of carrying yourself right now.
It is like well, you know, it's middle of January. I am a seasonal depression card carrying holder, card holder. And it's just it's a tough time. It's like 19 degrees today. My whole apartment is so cold because you know why? My air conditioner, the really nice air conditioner that I bought, everyone told me to get it. One of those July AC. You hear about this?
No, I only have central air.
It's like the I fucking wish.
You have a window unit
I
and
wish.
it's not working in January.
Listen, I live on the Upper West Side. None of those buildings have, well, the really nice ones do, but no, I don't live in one of those. And I have a window unit. And
I'm sorry that half of your air conditioner, which sits outside in sub-zero temperatures, is not working in January.
No. I have to explain more about it.
Let's read the warranty on that.
I got this beautiful air conditioner. Everyone said it's like the fucking Bentley of air conditioners. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm like, perfect. Got it in the summer, obviously. Worked all summer. It was fine. To be honest, wasn't any more special than the cheap ass one I had at my old apartment. Like nothing great, but it looks very sleek. So I appreciated that. It has these like panels on the side that close off the window, you know, to keep the warmth out, keep the cold out, or so they say. I have never. I might as well have my window open in my room.
Of course, it's not
insane.
insulated.
It's not even the way that I put it up. I was like, you know, this might be cold in the wintertime. Like they promised that this was going to be insulated. This is the king of beers when it comes to air conditioners.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
those things are made from discarded accordions.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with this one.
You know
it's
the
straight
instrument
across. It's not
in
even
France.
Yes,
That's what that's made of.
it's not even an accordion. It's straight across. Like I said, it's very sleek. But it is extremely impractical. And today I woke up and was so cold. I had to put towels in there and clip them up with chip clips. That's how fucking cold I was. And I was like, I'm rich now. What am I doing here? Like, why is this happening to me right now? And I don't really know what to do about it. And you can't take the air conditioner out in the winter because one, where am I going to put it? Two, I already screwed it into the window. So it's like I'm going to unscrew it and then put it back in. It's like I installed it by myself and I did a really good job, except for the fact that this is happening. And in my old apartments, this would happen, but it's happening worse than ever right now.
You know what? Here's the thing. You got to get a TaskRabbit to come do that for you. It's going to cost you
insulate it for me
to take it out, take it down so that you can close the window.
Yeah.
We have a lot of winter ahead of us.
We do have a lot of winter
cost
left.
You,
but where the fuck am I going to put this air conditioner?
It's going to cost you $75.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm not saying that I can't do it. I'm more saying that I'm lazy. This is another obstacle.
That's why I'm not saying do it yourself.
Right,
I'm saying
just get a
hire
TaskRabbit.
someone.
Yeah, I know.
This comes back to this. Time is valuable.
Yeah,
right? You
it
have
is.
to ask yourself, how long would it take you to do that? Well, it would take you, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. If you could pay yourself an hourly rate for your life.
Oh, wow.
What is the hourly rate of Kelly's life worth?
Oh, my God.
Are you a $20 employee of the world? Are you a $300 employee of the world?
That is a great question.
It's time value. It's the equation.
I think that there's no way that I would reach the correct answer on that because I would first lowball it and undervalue myself, and then I think, wait a minute, I'm being delusional, and then I would overvalue myself. There's no way I would meet in the middle.
There's ways to actually kind of compute it.
Have you done it for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I have a specific number, but I have a general idea, and I think that there's different pieces of it too, like how difficult is the task, like if it's gonna hurt you, like potentially hurt your lower back or something like that, well then the cost has to go way up.
Oh, good point.
Or for example, here's a really good one, right? Let's say that you go to London, right? You love going to
I
London.
love going to London.
And there's a direct flight to London
Mm-hmm.
from New York that costs you $2,000. But you could fly to Dublin and connect in Dublin with a 2-hour layover and then go to Heathrow from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to add, 3 hours to your trip, or maybe, 3.5 hours to your trip, but it's half the price.
This is actually the perfect analogy because I'm constantly going for the less time, quicker route, easier to, right. Like you said, time is valuable.
Yeah, most people would say, well, $1,000 less. I don't mind connecting in Dublin. Okay. But those people, a lot of them, and maybe it is just simply, I can't afford that extra $1,000. So, but I have to go to London, and they go.
Yeah.
But what people don't think about is the red eye from New York to London is so much shorter than you think it is.
Yes.
You
It's like 5.5 hours.
You can't really get a night's sleep on that flight. And the red eye to Dublin is even shorter.
Yeah.
It's like a flight home from fucking LA. And you're not going to sleep well. When you wake up in Dublin and have to get off the plane, 45 minutes before landing when they turn the lights on, you're going to be whacked out of your fucking gourd. Maybe you took a bar and a half of Xanax, couple glasses of red wine,
Right.
and you're drooling all over your neighbor. You're sitting on the bulkhead. It's all uncomfortable. Then you have to get off the plane in a stupor, in a trance-like state, and you have to wade down the halls of the Dublin airport, which at that hour, early in the morning, nothing's really open.
An early morning airport is one of the worst places on earth. Like you can't do anything. You can't do anything. You just got to get the hell out of there.
There's no like Delta Lounge or Centurion Lounge at these places, really. And you have to sit in a gate seat for 2 hours until your connection, then board another flight to go to London. By the time you get to London, you are fucked for days.
Yep.
And what is that worth $1,000?
Yes.
That's the question.
That to me is absolutely. And I'll say about the red eye flights over there, I often take those because I like to arrive and then like try to keep myself up as long as I can during that day. Because everybody tries to beat jet lag. It's impossible to beat. You can't beat it, but you can help it. So I'll do that. And I do find like I'll get on the plane and I don't know if it's about like I'm excited to be on a plane. Like maybe it's like some kind of childlike wonder thing, but I want to do all the things. Like I want to get the meal. I want to like be kind of hanging out. I want the free wine. I want whatever. And so by the time I do lay my head to rest, 2.5, 3 hours has already gone by.
Yep.
And I have fallen asleep on the plane during a red eye for to London, but it's very much like a nap, not quite a sleep. And yeah, you get fucked on the other side. But the sparing no expense when traveling, I think, is the one thing that I have now. Like that's what I spend the most of my money on. Yeah. Like I don't really spend money on a lot of things. I buy clothes, whatever, but I really don't spend anything else or money on anything else but traveling at this point. Yeah. Which I like to do.
I think it comes back to the time value thing, right?
Yeah.
If you and by the way, I used to do all this shit myself, and then as you make more money, theoretically, you're busier as a person, your time becomes more valuable. I look at like, okay, well, we could install this bookshelf, and I could dust off the IKEA manual from a old dresser drawer. And then I could get a level and I could watch a YouTube tutorial and find the tools and go to the hardware store to get the right things and then come back and do it all. And, and yes,
really painting a picture right now.
There's pride in doing your own manual labor and all of that, the sense of accomplishment, assembling a bed, whatever it may be. You do feel good after that. So there's value in that.
I do love that. I do love that. That's whenever I move, it's a bear. It's a burden when you go and you're in a new place and you have to set it all up. You have to pack, unpack the whole thing, whatever. personally, I love that feeling of like, all right, I have to build all this shit. I have to organize myself. I got to decorate. It like keeps me busy. Like,
Yeah.
it gives me a little bit of a purpose. But then once you get to a certain point where it's like, all right, it's not so easy. Like now the place is full and I need to now be organized and figure out where to put all the 40 fucking hoodies that I have that I never wear because I literally hate hoodies. Like what am I supposed to do about that? Like that's where things start getting hairy for me.
Yeah.
Which I think maybe is where I need to introduce a professional into the situation.
Exactly. I mean, they have these professional organizers now who could come in and just maximize and economize your space. I haven't. I was going back and forth with one. It was something I just couldn't really justify.
Yeah.
But I've seen the fucking stuff they do on Instagram, and it looks like a magic trick.
It's crazy.
In Harry Potter when they fit all the stuff into a tiny tent.
It's so nuts. And I wonder, here's my worry. I want to talk to one of those people. I want to reach out to one of those people. One, I have to get past the like someone in my business, like someone seeing my mess, like of my room. You know, I hate that.
They're used to it. That's why they're there.
And they are there to organize it. I just like, it's just crazy how unorganized, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's that. And then also I worry about being able to keep it that way.
I think that's something I've worried about too. But I actually think that once you get accustomed to it being that way, you'll feel so bad about it falling into disarray.
So true.
That you'll at the very least hold yourself to a higher standard because you'll know how it could be. And let me just tie the bow on this time value.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Tie the bow.
Ask yourself, okay, it would take me 3 hours to assemble that bookshelf. In that 3 hours time, if you hired another person to do it for you, that cost $150 to do it, or $200. If you used that 3 hours of time instead of assembling the bookshelf to write blogs or edit your podcast or promote, cutting stems or prep a sheet.
Oh, shout out. Comes back
thing.
next week. Cutting Stems is back next week, next Monday.
Yeah, or like watch something that is important for your work. And you actually commit to being productive in the time that you are outsourcing to another person. Mm-hmm. You have added value to your life. And that $150, it's like you're netting out neutral.
I love that.
Or even coming out ahead.
I love all that. But wait, Francis, I got to tell you something that you're not taking into account as far as adding value to my life while I'm doing
feel like
these
I've
tasks.
covered fucking everything. So good luck.
No. When I am doing these tasks, I am adding value to my life in that moment because I am an audiobook girl. Do you know this? I listen to books while I do it.
Great.
It's like, it becomes like a cathartic thing. So I get through a book.
Wow.
So I'm reading a book and I'm building a mantle.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Then it is a Zen experience for you. You're expanding your mind. I don't see any reason why you should stop doing your own manual labor.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can be a servant to your own life. That's great.
Yep.
For me, I prefer to hand it off to a lovely Russian man.
You got to do it. The Russian guys are always moving. They're the ones that like are the best movers, in my opinion.
TV wire hiders.
So fucking good.
Mounting
They're
TVs.
the best. They're so fast. They know what the fuck they're doing. They're so amazing. Like,
they're really solid.
Love it. One year, when I moved into my last apartment, I had the movers and my dad came as well to kind of like to help out. And he saw the guys, and I lived in a walk-up, and I felt fucking terrible about it being a walk-up. And it went so quickly that we both were like, what the fuck? Like, this was so, like, incredibly fast.
Wow.
I can't believe how did these guys go up and down? It was 4 flights of stairs. How did they go up and down 4 flights of stairs in an hour and a half?
Wow.
It was nuts with all my shit.
That is a really low amount.
It's really
of time.
insane. I know. It's
You must not
truly
have
insane.
that many belongings.
No, I have a lot of belongings. That's the thing. I have so many things. The only thing I didn't have at the time was a couch. I was getting a new couch. But I had everything else.
Kelly, I think you're due. I think this could be a very big year for you.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, well, I think you deserve it.
Oh my God, Francis, thank you.
But we need to start by.
You're only saying that because I told you I'm seasonally depressed.
No,
I'm kidding.
I think you have emerged, and
Thank you so much.
I don't want to get too in the weeds, but when is your contract up?
Summertime. I signed. Yeah, summertime, and I had previously had a 2-year deal. So I'm coming up on the 2nd year.
Wait, so this summer will be the end of the 2nd year?
Yes.
So you have to renegotiate.
I do, yeah. But here's the thing. I'm never going to Like, I'm lucky to be here.
Don't do this.
Oh no, you think I should?
Just fucking hold on.
No, you're right. You're right.
Don't say any more.
You're right.
You're about to do a John Feidelberg negotiation.
I know, but that is. It took me so long to be here that I don't rock the boat.
All right,
like that's usually my thought.
I'm not telling you to ask for a raise.
What if I walk in?
Don't devalue yourself.
Thank you.
7 months ahead of your contract negotiation.
Thank you. I appreciate that advice, because you're right. I shouldn't devalue myself. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to purchase myself a real fur coat. I actually have one already. My Grammy gave me a real fur coat. I'm going to come into the office. It doesn't matter if it's July or August. Does not matter. I'm going to have a fresh tan from the Greece retreat that I'm hosting over the 4th of July holiday.
Yes.
I'm going to come back in with my fresh tan. I will be
Greece retreat, or as Mincy likes to call it, Thanksgiving dinner.
A lot of Mincy today. I love it. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going to come in with my fresh tan. It does not matter the temperature. I will have this floor length dark brown mink coat that my Grammy left me, and with the biggest sunglasses I could possibly find. They will be name brand. I'll come in and I'm going to kick Dave's office door open. I don't know where his office will be, but I'm going to kick it open and I'm going to demand what I deserve.
You're going to go all
that will work.
It's tough to kick open a sliding glass door in Miami.
Right.
But,
Oh yeah, shit. Do I have to fly to Miami for this? All right, even better.
Hook a toe in that little knob and see if you can get it open.
I'll just break through the glass. I'm literally breaking through. I'm breaking another. It's not quite a ceiling. Yeah. Well, I'm not quite breaking a glass ceiling, but I am breaking a glass door into Dave Portnoy's house and demanding my worth.
I like it. Yeah. Let's.
That'll be we'll find somewhere in the middle between those two.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah. I think Dave has, in my experience, been the most fair employer I've ever met.
Oh yeah, he's far and away the best boss I've ever had. Like it is. If you guys knew, like I tell stories sometimes. I know people get like sometimes bored by my stories, but I try to tell stories about like the real world and as like a warning story to people around here, especially who like haven't worked in like regular corporate America or whatever, or even like I worked in magazines and marketing and whatever. And even that world is like, it's soul sucking in a different way. But the thing with that is that every person that's in charge in that world thinks that they are changing the world legitimately. Like they are like, this is what we need to do. And you need to work for 15 hours a day to bring all of these things to the world. And I love passion. You know, I love passion. But I also know that it's ridiculous to make employees stay until 10 o'clock at night because your boss doesn't want to go home to an empty house, which is oftentimes what happens.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Because people are like, people in that business like throw themselves into work, and they throw themselves into work so long that by the time they're the one in charge, their whole life is work. They haven't really made a life for themselves outside of it. Most bosses I've had fall into that category. Not all. I've had a few excellent bosses, but Dave is far and away the best one I've had for sure.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan myself, and I suspect that when the time comes, it'll be a pretty easy process for you.
I hope so. That would be lovely. Nick, question for you. What do we think about Pat and Joey? Where are they at? Do they want to call in to us? I just looked up. It's
Yeah, they just finished playing Twister.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
good for them.
I just hit up Vinny. I think we're gonna get him to add us to the StreamYard now.
Fabulous.
We should be good to go.
Hey,
Fabulous.
Jet Ski.
Oh, hey, Jet Ski.
What's up?
How do you stay so fit? Because you always look so good.
You always look so fit. You have a great jawline, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you lifting a lot of weights all the time? Is that a big part of your life?
Typically, yeah. The last 2 weeks I haven't because I got new tattoos, but I'm usually like 3 to 4 days.
Ooh, tat it up. What'd you get?
I got like a panther right here and then some words on my forearm because I got one forearm tattoo that I didn't like, so I decided I have to just fill them all up with stickers.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Basically.
I like a tattoo.
Adderall
Tattoos
also
are
helps
cool.
me be pretty thin.
Adderall helps. Oh, damn, you have Adderall? I was just wondering.
You're muscular. You're muscular.
Yeah, I'm naturally like muscular, but also just the stimulants probably help shed a little fat too.
It's so funny you say that, Jet Ski. Literally 2 days ago, I was talking about it, how tired I am all the time and how like I don't drink coffee anymore. It gives me jitters. I drink tea. It's just like not quite enough. And I thought about when I would take Adderall all the time in college, and I was like, I wonder if people like still take Adderall. And I haven't heard. I feel like it used to be like everybody took Adderall, and now nobody does. But maybe it's just underground, and I'm not down there anymore.
There may or may not be some type of like open air Adderall market on the production side, but
oh wow,
I
okay,
didn't say that.
that's great to know. That's great to know.
Kelly, actually, I got a couple tweets that made me a little insecure about my body, about you, saying that I didn't have the legs to wear shorts.
What?
Someone said
When did
that.
I say that?
And then they were in the Healthy Debate chat saying it too.
I think I said the exact opposite. I said that you did have the legs to wear shorts.
Okay, that made me feel a lot better then.
No, Jesky. I would never say that about you. I know that you're very fit. I'm trying to think who.
Was that when?
Where were we talking?
We were talking about Trent wearing shorts on the Tiger
Yes,
video?
we were talking about Trent wearing shorts, and then we were talking about people wearing shorts. And they were listing people, and I was like, oh well, they're fine. I don't think I said that about you. I don't think that.
I didn't listen
if
back.
If I said it,
but-
I misspoke because I do not think that.
All right, made me a little self-conscious and think I had to hit the squats a little more, but I appreciate that.
No.
Jesky's a hot guy. Look
Yeah.
at him.
I don't know who. I don't know who would be a good example of someone who can't wear shorts though in here. I mean, there are a lot of people, like generally speaking, that just fashion.
I don't wear shorts because it's fucking work. Are we kidding?
I also feel that way too.
What do we think this is here? We live in New York City. Have some pride.
Can I also say that like I'll wear shorts sometimes. I'll wear shorts when I go out. And if I'm here, I usually will wear a dress in the summertime. That's like I love that wrinkle for women. Like girls can wear a dress all day long. It's like basically wearing shorts. But also like it's kind of gross outside. Like I'll never wear open toe shoes in New York. Like I'm not wearing flip flops on the streets. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of crazy. Like but I will wear like
some nice ones though.
Sparkly heels. You know.
All of that.
I'm talking about from a grunge perspective. Like I'm walking in the streets and I'm wearing
we got Patty McGonigal.
Hey.
Patty McGonigal.
Can you see us? Can you hear me?
We can see you. We can hear you.
Got you.
I'm blinking twice because I'm being held hostage. We're like
Pat.
Joey is out of control in the kitchen right now. Get a thing.
Pat, hold
We're
up
on the
your
road
hand.
to 50K.
Hold up your hand.
Hey, girls.
Are you being trafficked? Oh no. Hey Joe, what's going on? Yeah, there we go.
I got a house full of fucking bulls and china shops in here.
Oh,
They're knocking
God.
things over. They're leaving shit all over my new couch. He has a helicopter over here, a wig, a phone case. It's a nightmare. I'm trying to cook lunch for everyone, feed these ungrateful children, and get food on the damn table.
Yeah, we're trying to get to 50K subscribers in under 48 hours. If you're watching radio right now, for the love of God, go subscribe to our thing so I can leave this hellhole.
Yes, please subscribe.
Hellhole.
The apartment is nice. I have to say, I'm like worried about like when I can actually leave. Your mood is just dependent on how much food is like prepared, essentially.
Well, the thing is, I am all about I'm having excited. So all these people are in my house, and I have the boys trapped, and they can't get out. I like that aspect, but at the same time, they're making me work, like sit on the couch and entertain the internet. But I got things to do. I'm putting on a full dinner party. The oysters and lobster. I spent $799 on my own dime. That I'm going to try to I'm going to try to filter in through the company at some point. Don't trust me, girl. Now that Erika's gone.
Of course.
Strike while the iron's hot. In that middle section, that's where things get fuzzy. These things start coming in. But yeah, I just want to be able to cook, entertain, and do my things, and I still have to get myself ready.
Joe, I understand that completely. I think that the having people in your house, hosting people in your house, you're always going to be. You need to be the host. It doesn't matter what this the circumstances are. And I also agree that having people in your house that want to knock shit over, bulls and china shops, like that's the worst thing in the world. And I imagine that that's what's happening to you. So I feel for you right now, Joe. I'm sorry.
Well, they just played Twister on my floor and they made me shave a leg. And now they were flying around playing Twister on top of the leg hair, and now they're sitting on my potato barn couch.
Unbelievable.
For every 1,000 subscribers we get, we're like doing like a game, whatever. So we eased in with Twister, but we're gonna play a couple other like crazier games. I think the next one is 47,000. We're gonna play, what is it? What's in my mouth? Or
What's in your mouth? You're gonna be blindfolded, and I have a bevy of things around that I've ordered that I put in your mouth. And since you gargle balls for a living, I figure
should be easy, right?
That doesn't get paid for that.
Yeah.
If you took the average of Joey's speaking rate and mine, it would be a perfectly normal speed of talking.
I like Joey's speed of talking because we're on the same level. That's where I am most comfortable, talking as fast as possible.
Well, that's because you're raised in the gay community. So
exactly.
You know how we roll.
Exactly.
We've been repressed for many years. We makeup lost time.
Completely. I want to know what's for lunch, though. Can you please give us the lunch menu and possibly the dinner menu?
I made an amazing grain salad, an ancient grain salad. I made a farro salad with 3 different heirloom radishes. I have watermelon radish, purple daikon, and and a breakfast radish.
Like, I don't even know what he's telling me to.
There's flame beets. I've got radicchio in there. I've got mint. I got feta. I got toasted pepitas with smoked Muldoon salt. I've got it's just a delicious grain salad. I made a miso vinaigrette. Then I'm doing some soy hot honey marinated chicken thighs that I just popped in the oven now that we're gonna slice on top of that grain salad.
Oh my God, I'm drooling.
I have a natural wine that I got from the farmers market that we're gonna serve.
I love natural wine, Joey. That sounds. my mouth is watering. What an explosion of flavor
coming over, and I think they just eat like corn nuts and beer. What do those girls eat?
Yeah, they eat pirate water.
Pirate water,
exactly,
pirate water and vapes. That's what they usually have for lunch. Those two. So I'm gonna do that. And then for dinner, even if we do get to the 50,000 before, I bought $700 worth of groceries. I want to have a dinner party. I have a gown that Pat bought me for Christmas. I'm gonna be wearing. I have a new hairstyle I'm gonna be debuting. And I told the boys to bring clothes.
The boys. He's literally talking like he's a grandmother.
Well, I have oysters. I have oysters. That I'm doing raw oysters with mignonette sauce. I'm doing Australian lamb chops.
How about a flinty chablis, ice cold?
I'm doing a
chablis.
I'm doing a lobster pasta with
what's that
anchovy panko bread.
What's that, Fran?
I said that with the oysters, you should do a nice flinty chablis, ice cold.
Ooh, I'll check my 24 bottle Sub-Zero wine fridge and see what I have there that will fit. And that's not on cap. That's on period.
That's
what do you set your wine
that's
fridge
right next to the banking range, Sub-Zero refrigerator.
Yeah, what do you say? I set mine to 57, which I know is on the cold side. People say
that's fine for reds. Joey? What?
Oh, mine's at 38.
Yeah, then you've got mostly whites in there.
Well, I also have on the bottom. I never mix them up because I do like my reds chilled. I learned that from the chicks in the office. They like a chilled red, and I learned that watching their show.
Chilled red's nice. That's fine if you're not trying to age the reds. It's a little cold if you're like laying them down.
I'm not aging. All the wines, they don't last more than a week here, so there's nothing aging here. Just me and my under eye bags, mama. Okay.
Talk about it.
Amazing.
Now, is it just you two ladies in the room?
It's just us today. We talked to Uncle Dave earlier in the show. He came on and called in a little bit. That was lovely.
Oh, well, he called into your show. I'm going to text him. What do you think this is? Now, you guys know him better than I do. Last time we had him on Out and About.
Dude, this is a no-go to just call Dave and tell him to call in.
No, I'm not telling him to do anything.
It's insane.
Last time he was on our podcast, he said, all you have to do is ask. He goes, it's as simple as that. He goes, anytime you want me, just ask. That's all you have to do. So I'm literally just going to ask. I'm going to say, this is what we're doing. If you have time, we'd love to have you call in. I was just asking.
Joey, I am in the camp of saying absolutely ask. Why? What's he saying? No? If he says no, he says no.
If he says no,
I don't have time.
Then he says no.
Then I'm busy. Whatever.
Yes, I'm going to text him.
Text him, be like, hey, we're doing a live stream. I would love if you called in.
We're the same age. We're like, he's a billionaire and much more successful than I am, but at the end of the day, we're peers.
At the end of the day, you're peers. You're in the same
middle school. We were in the same middle school.
You're in the same middle school.
You were there. You were there for all of his baseball success.
A smart idea for Joey to just kind of put Dave on the spot.
I'm not putting on. I'm asking. I'm not telling.
Pat, I think that
Francis thinks differently.
I think you and I live in a culture of fear to some degree when it comes to Dave.
Yes.
And Joey was not born of that darkness, and therefore is forgiven when he may theoretically overstep. And he has that leash, so I say he use it.
I say
well,
too.
I think that he'd have a good time over here. I have some things I'd like to show him. I have some questions I'd like to ask.
Yeah, harmless fun. Nothing wrong.
I would say, the only thing about it is don't keep him too long. I would say like 10 minutes.
What did he
tops.
talk about on your show? So I don't get to use the same topics.
Well, he talked. We asked him a little bit about Erika, and then we also asked him who he thought would be a good CEO from the content side, and he didn't really have a response. He said. He didn't really have a response. He was like, oh, because he said that we're all very delusional.
And then I asked him if he was rooting for Erika to fail in her next venture because it would give him more credit as for the success of Barstool.
He said no, that he's petty, but he likes Erika.
Francis, I do have to say we had a drag story time just an hour ago where we read your blog, and I gotta say that our chat was on rolling on the floor. I had the best time listening to it. What a smart, funny blog. If you haven't read it yet, go over to weedqueen.com and check go to the barstoolsports.com and check out Francis' latest entry.
Thank
on her
you.
blog.
Actually, don't even read it. Just go to our YouTube and rewind about an hour 30 minutes, and
Yeah.
I read it to you.
I
You can
wanted
just
to
subscribe that.
have you read it aloud on the show, and Nate was like, "Oh, fine, like have Francis read it," and like nobody goes to the blog, so that's why I didn't have you. Do
Are
it.
you
What
fucking
was what you
kidding
said?
me?
He said that. He said,
Really? He said that?
he said he wants people to go to the blog. He's like, "Oh, well, if you read it, no one's gonna go to the blog." I was like,
fuck
Nate.
out of
Here we go.
here.
I rolled my eyes and I kept going.
Why would that cannibal? What?
So then you know what we should do? We should read the blog out loud.
Here we go, friend.
How? Come on, man. A rising tide floats all boats. Get the hell
agree.
out of here.
I
That's
agree.
crazy talk.
I agree. Well, boys, it sounds like you're having a lovely afternoon, and I can't wait to get off here so I can tune into the stream. I usually don't tune into these.
Well, if you want
these
to come over
streams.
for lunch, I can make something
Honestly, maybe.
non-binary for you.
Honestly, maybe. Perfect. You know what I like. You know what I like. But no, I'm looking
sure I
forward
have
to tuning
something
in.
in the cupboard.
Excellent. Perfect.
Wait,
Okay,
why
so
did you guys move studios? Is this a new home of radio?
we're trying to stay in here. It's a little more. We can be ourselves more in here. We don't have to worry about everybody in the office
like it.
working.
Focus.
And you know what? You guys
Same.
were taking up my couch space because I do like to nap midday.
Exactly.
And early in the day and then late in the day.
Yeah,
And I just need my options. And thank God you're off that couch because I needed it.
exactly. We
Out of the
could not
peering
stand in the
eyes
way.
of Eric Huberman.
Yeah, exactly.
Joey, your art back
Later,
there
Stephen.
is making me think of Carcosa and the Blair Witch Project.
Ooh, I
What
love
is?
Blair Witch.
Carcosa was that
The art in the background. Joe.
satanic cult that was into pedophilia from season 1 of True Detective. They did the stick
I'll tell you
bundles.
this.
He's-
I don't know if you can see the chat right now, Fran, but people are saying you're getting heated just at the thought of Nate saying don't read your blog. And I've known you and I can see it in your face. Is it ruminating
yeah.
in your head right now?
No, it's not. I mean, I just disagree. It's all part of the same vortex. If they hear it on
The calls comes
radio,
inside the house.
it's not gonna hurt. I don't know. It's all Barstool. Like, we want to raise
all
our
Barstool.
numbers here. Why wouldn't we? We're not gonna not read a blog on the radio show because we don't want to hurt the blog numbers. That
I think
don't
it
know.
was a
That
little
seems crazy to
a
me.
little tongue in cheek, but with everything, there's truth to every jest that comes out of Nate's mouth. That's what I've learned.
fair enough.
So yeah. But
All right.
boys, I'm like I said, I'm jealous. I can't wait to tune into the stream. I don't usually tune into the streams because what am I? I'm not very interested, but I'm interested in your stream. Very interested.
Well,
And
keep your cell phone open because I might need you as a dinner guest if one of these ladies falls sick.
Oh, that's fabulous. I will. I'll keep my phone on ring. Okay.
Okay, great.
And
All
we
right.
got in 10 minutes we have a lunch party with Brianna and Grace, and we're really kind
Ooh.
of praying and hoping that they can use their massive following to kind of speed up the process here.
That would be very nice. Take
He's
advantage,
gonna
ladies.
serve us some stuff.
I'm going
and
to serve
that's it.
serve food, and serve cunt. Most importantly.
All the
Yeah.
above. All the above. So those watching me at the QR code on the screen, if you want to go subscribe to the Out and About channel, they're crushing it right now, and I can't wait to see what the next couple days unfolds.
Thank you, fam.
Bye,
guys. Good
angels.
luck.
See you later.
Did you hear?
I
Speaking
love talking
of
to them.
Bree and Grace, really quick about this Candace Owens situation.
Holy shit! I forgot about that. Yes. How bizarre. Okay, so the
you
background.
need to
is-
kind of give us the background. Yeah.
The background is Candace Owens, I guess, came across a TikTok of Plan Brie, a clip from their show where they were talking about how they want to have a lot of kids and they want to like spoil them, coddle them, like make them feel good, make them feel loved is basically was the conversation. It was very, very normal conversation, like just sweet, honestly. Candace Owens decides to take it, put it on her own show or quote it on her
We
own
have
show.
Grace's clip if we want to.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, let's run that. Good, thank God.
Oh, if you're
Run
not
that.
familiar, Candace Owens is a conservative talk show
Yes, sorry.
person, I
And
think.
now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Often on my show, I talk about just the sort of human beings that we are putting in society, how we're raising kids in the home, the coddle culture that we seem to have. And I was really struck by this
Coddle
clip
culture.
and somewhat alarmed by a lot of the comments that followed it. But it is a woman, Brianna, last name Lapaglia, and Grace O'Malley on the Plan Brie, haha,
Major
clever,
butchering.
Uncut podcast. And they were discussing how many kids people should or should not have. The mentality that she is sharing is that children should be coddled, children should have no responsibilities, and this is exactly the reason that when I show up to a college campus and I wonder who raised these children, right? They're brats. I mean, this is what's happening. They're absolute brats.
She
Grace
is, and that's pretty much the end. She, first of all, sometimes it amazes me how people can purposefully take something so far out of context just to fake outrage over it. All they said was, once people have a lot of kids, it's hard to like show them all an equal amount of love because you need to spread the love around, and that they want to be able to spread as much love to their children as they can. And that was basically the message of what they said. So she is taking that and being like, it doesn't, like, completely ignoring the fact of like having enough time to take care of so many kids, and being like, we're stuck in coddle culture and all these kids are brats. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know how you get there from that, when you're like, hey, listen, Candace Owens wants everybody to have 20 kids and wants nobody to pay attention to them, and they all grow up to be total fucking assholes who don't have love in their life. Okay, girl, like, what the hell are we talking about?
This is tough for me because I didn't see the original clip that Candace Owens was responding to, so I don't have the context of that. Look, I'm sure that Bree and Grace were making great points. Let's just say I'm agreeing with them. I also think that I have seen some kids that fucking suck lately.
Oh no!
And I know that this is like old man yells at clouds kind of shit, but maybe I'm just of the age where I've started disliking other people's children.
Yes, and that is an important thing to know, because yes, that is the case. That doesn't mean like other people's kids can be annoying. Other people's kids are brats. People are parenting in whatever ways that they are parenting. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. You know, it doesn't matter. What the point was, though, is that she's saying that kids are now coddled too much, and I think that there's an argument to be made for that, but it has nothing to do with what Bree and Grace are talking about. All they were talking about, I know you didn't see the original clip, but all they were talking about is like, I just want to love my kids as much as I can. Like, I just want to spoil my kid and love my kid in a very like not even tongue in cheek, but a casual way. They weren't making some kind of statement or whatever. It just seems like it doesn't match up to me. It doesn't balance. That response makes no sense to like what they were talking about. In my opinion.
Fair enough.
What do you think about Candace Owens? You don't mind her? Is that why you're
I just don't care. Like, I don't care about people that live on the extremes.
True.
I don't know that they speak for the majority.
No, they
Whether
definitely
it's the
don't.
Left or the right. I don't. These people that have made livings by going all the way out on either side, most of the people that you talk to in the world, when you have an honest face-to-face conversation, like, that's not how people talk to each other. And if you want hope, go have a normal conversation with somebody.
Yeah, have normal conversations.
Like, remember that there's normalcy still, and that there's like good vibes and neighbors and shit. I don't know. I don't mean to be fluffy about it, but.
No, but that's true. I think, but people like Candace and people like the other people that are on TV that kind of go either extreme, I don't know if I could do that. Like, there are people that literally get hired to be, and Candace, I mean, she can, I don't know what her deal is, honestly. I can't imagine she actually feels so strongly about the things that she talks about. I think it's elevated for her job. And I just don't know if I could go work at a job where I have to elevate my extreme thoughts in like such polarizing topics. You know what I mean? Like, I, of course, can elevate my mood here and go crazy about Taylor Swift. Who cares? But at the end of the day, who cares? Like, it's a non-issue.
Yeah.
But then when we're talking about this and kids are coddled and whatever, the way that she's talking about it, it feels like, what, do you really care about this that much?
I think everybody has a price.
Yeah, I guess
so. And if I were making the money that I presume she's making, I don't know that I would have such a hard time sleeping at night based on
I don't know.
Whatever I was
people
saying.
in the streets are crazy, though. What do people come up to you in the streets? And you want those like kind of people to be.
That's
have
why
your back?
That's when you hire a driver.
Yeah, it is when you hire a driver.
That's when you hire a driver, because you've got Candace Owens money.
Exactly. All right. I think that puts a perfect bow on the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Francis.
My pleasure.
Thank you guys all for tuning in. What day is it today? Wednesday. So we will see you tomorrow. And go ahead and make sure you check out Joey and Pat's stream on the Out and About YouTube channel. That's about it. See you tomorrow.